Welcome back, boys and girls. I'm Mr. Albrecht, and we're going to do some more practice pages today for Unit 2 Skills. Today, we're going to be looking at some two-syllable words and practicing some of the same skills that we looked at during this unit. Our learning targets today are going to again be able to recognize the separated digraph that makes that long vowel sound and to be able to hear sounds in the words you write. We're always practicing that one. All right, so let's get our practice books. We're going to look again towards the back, and we're going to look for practice page number 24 this time. And it's going to be up in the right-hand corner, so just look for that. And it'll have some pictures on it, so that makes it a little easier to find sometimes. And we're going to take a look at the word box at the top. And in that word box, we have to read each word carefully and make sure that we identify the word with the picture. So then, after we've identified the word with the picture, we're going to use our neatest handwriting and write it on the line. Finally, I want you to go back and I want you to circle the vowel or vowel sounds in that word that you just wrote, okay? So that you're identifying that vowel sound. Remember, our tip from last video was to think about crossing the words out as we go so that we know we've used them. All right, so now we've got the page up. Let's look at the words in the box, okay? So the first word is artist, barefoot, tadpole, duckling, comics, checkers. Now you saw they've already crossed out duckling because they're using that one as our sample to get us going. So what they did was they identified the picture, wrote the word underneath the picture. The only thing I want you guys to do is to go back and circle the vowel sounds you hear in that word. So take your pencil and just circle. We've got a U for and we've got an I in ing. So we're going to circle those vowels we see and think about the sounds that they're making, okay? So that's just that extra little step to show, hey, I know my vowel sounds. All right, let's look at the next picture. Next picture shows two cats sitting there. And I look back up here at my word box and I think, well, there's no cats in my word box. So what word best fits with this picture? And to me, this is probably the hardest one on the page to me because I'm like, what is this? So I go back through my words. I said, artist. Well, an artist drew those, but that doesn't look like a picture of an artist. It's not barefoot. I know what a tadpole looks like. Duckling's used. Comics. It does kind of look like the comics I see sometimes when I look at cartoons. So I think that might be it. Let me check that last one. Checkers. Nah, they're not checkers. So let's look at comics, putting it in there. So we're going to write that word down here. Nice and neat. You might be able to write it neater than me. That's good if you can. And it's plural because we have two. So we're done with that word. We cross it out up there. And remember what we want to do is we want to come back and circle those vowel sounds in that word. So we're going to circle the O for aw for comic, and then the I for the I, and then the I for it, as in comics. Okay? So we're thinking about those vowel sounds. Let's look at the next picture. Next picture looks like a game you might have played, and I think, okay, well, I know which one that is. That's that checkers word, because the more I read these, the easier my pictures are to identify. So I read checkers last time, and I know that's checkers. So I come down here, and I write that word on the line. And again, I cross it out, saying I've used that one, and I go down and I think about the vowel sounds I hear. So now I hear an checkers. Ooh, I hear an eh. So I hear an E at the beginning part in the word check, that root word. And then we have ers. Remember, ER is that R influenced E, so we can circle that one as well. Remember, we're going to circle the R together with that one because it's an just like we practiced in the previous lesson. All right, let's look at the next picture. This is a picture of a foot. So I'm going to look up here and find a two-syllable word that has foot in it, and I find barefoot. Oh, okay. So remember, we're going to write that word nice and neat on the line. Make sure you check your spelling as you write because you don't want to misspell it. And you have the word box. And in my class, if you have a word box, you better have the word spelled correctly because it's right there for you. All right, so barefoot's there. I'm going to cross that out. And I'm going to look at the vowel sounds in this word. So let's look at the first syllable, bear, second syllable, foot. So the first syllable, bear. What do we hear? Bear. Oh, we do hear that long A sound. There's an R in there, but that's acting as a consonant. Remember, we're going to make that horseshoe circle. So we're going to circle around the A, over the E, back up over that R, and back around to that A, okay? So now we're going to look at the next syllable, and we see the O-O. So that's a vowel sound that we practiced, okay? So that's a vowel sound team, foot, okay? All right, so barefoot is done. Let's look at the next one. And this is my tadpole, right? Oh no, that's my artist, because I only had two choices. I picked the wrong one. So I'm going to write artist down here, nice and neat. I'm sure you can write it better than I can because I'm writing on this digital pen. Again, I'm going to cross that out, and I'm going to think about the vowel sounds I hear in this word. The very first sound, R, like in car, right? So we're going to circle the AR here for an R-controlled vowel. Then we go to the next syllable, and we hear it, artist. So we're going to circle the I because it makes an it sound. Good. All right, and the last one is our tadpole. So we copy tadpole down to the line. And we cross it out. We've used that one. And we look at our vowel sounds. So if again, first syllable, tad. We're going to think about the sound we hear is at. So we're going to just circle the A here. And that last syllable, pole, pull. You do hear the long O sound in that. Again, separated digraph. So we're going to give it that horseshoe circle, just like that. Okay? So now we have one page done. I want you then to go on to page 146, which is on the very back side of this page in your book, and complete it. When you get it completed, make sure you have checked off the words as you had done, as we did, and you've circled the vowel sounds. After you've done that, come back to the video and check your work against mine. We'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. I have completed this for you, so I want you to check your work against mine here, and let's take a look at them a little closer. We have broomstick is the first one, and broomstick has two syllables, and we hear the oo sound in broom, so we're going to circle that, and we have the I sound in stick, circled that. Next one, handshake. Hand, we hear the vowel A, so we're going to circle that, and that last syllable, shake, we hear that long A sound made with that separated digraph, A consonant E. So I've given my horseshoe circle to that one. The next word is a picture of an iceberg. In an iceberg, we have two syllables. The first one, ice, we hear I, and we hear that long I made with the separated digraph, separated by that consonant C. So we gave that a horseshoe circle. And then the second syllable is berg, and so we gave the ER, that R-controlled vowel, as in her, a circle. Down here we have fireplace. At the very bottom left we have fireplace. Again, first syllable there, we have fire, I and E, again, separated digraph team that's working together to make that I long. Then in the second syllable, place. Same thing's happening there, isn't it? We have that separated digraph, that long A made with the E at the end. All right, next picture, dentist. Dentist. We hear a short vowel sound at the beginning, short E, we circled that one, and then we hear that short I at the end in this dentist-ist. All right, last picture, check it. You have bookcase, and that one is so you circle those double O's in book, and again at the end, we have that case, has the long A made with a separated digraph, A and consonant E. So hopefully you got those all correct, and you did a nice, neat job. All right, so let's keep moving. Let's look at two-syllable words and kind of reading some of these words on practice page 25. We have two columns. One is going to show you your long A sound made with a separated digraph, and the other is going to show you a long I sound made with separated digraph. What we're going to do is we're going to read each word under the vowel sound, and we're going to horseshoe circle those separated digraphs so we really get that in our head. This is what's making that long vowel sound. Now, when you get all of that done, I can give you a challenge. So on a separate sheet of paper, I challenge you to compose a story that uses as many of these words on this list as you can. Can you use all of those words? It might be pretty tough, but use them correctly within your sentence. Don't just throw them in a word just to use the word. Don't throw it into a sentence, but share it with your teacher if you get that done, because I bet you they'd be excited to see your challenge met on this one. Let's take a look. We have the first column, and the first column is our long A sound made with that separated digraph, and we are going to take our pen and we're going to remember horseshoe circle the sound that we hear, that long A. Now cupcake is a two-syllable word. I don't hear the long A in the first syllable, cup, but I do hear it in the last syllable. So I want to go ahead and just do my horseshoe circle. Remember, that's kind of like up and over. My kids last year loved to do this. They love to make the horseshoes over the other letters. All right. Go down the road, you have pancake, same ending, right? Same sound. So we'll go over this time, back up. You all can get in your own little habit of how you do those, which works best for you, where you start, but you don't want to circle the consonant between the A and the E because they're separated digraph making that long A sound. So go ahead and finish up this column when we get done. I'm going to show you some eyes here real quick. So looking at sunshine, I hear that long I sound again in the second syllable. So I'm going to, again, same thing as I was doing over here on the other side, is to go around and circle, just a horseshoe circle, those two letters. Don't circle the N in sunshine because that's that consonant in the middle between the separated digraph, A and E. Okay? Let's do one more. Reptile. Again, listen for that long I. That long I is at the end again. So I do a nice tall horseshoe there, go over that tall L there, and we have our horseshoe for that one. All right, boys and girls, you take a moment and finish up this. Pause the video, finish it, do your very best job, and when you're done, come back and check your work. Okay, boys and girls, did you get it done? Great job. I'm sure you got them all right because you're that smart. Look at all these words that have that long A sound made with a separated digraph. We did cupcake and pancake together, so check these. We have mistake, the second syllable, that A and E. We have fateful. Again, we have that long A sound, but this time it's in the first syllable, isn't it? Then we have bracelet, like the bracelets you would wear. That's the first syllable. Cascade, long A in the second syllable. Snakeskin, long A, first syllable. Inflate, long A, second syllable. Translate, when we speak a different language and somebody has to tell us what it is in our language, that's to translate. And that is in the second syllable again. Let's look at our eyes. And we did sunshine and reptile together. So let's look at sunrise. Second syllable, long I, made with that separated digraph. Timeline, separated digraph in the second syllable. Inside, second syllable again. Pastime, second syllable. Combine, separated digraph, second syllable. Subscribe, second syllable, separated digraph. And we have hostile. Some people pronounce that hostile, but we want to say hostile because it has that long I sound at the end. And that might mean that somebody's being really mean, being hostile. Okay? So hopefully you got all of those correct. Give yourself a pat on the back if you did. All right, moving into practice page 26. Now, on this page, we have some more pictures. And this is going to be where we look for the picture and we identify them, just like we've done in the past. And this time, we're going to write the word shown under the picture on the line. Now, finally, on this one, I want you to go ahead and circle that R-controlled vowel sound that you found in that word that you wrote in the correct spot. So let's take a look. All right, so the first one has been done for us. So let's look at what the sample they gave us. Winter. Okay, so I look at the three pictures and I decide which one is winter. Again, they've done this for us. So the middle one shows a little boy with snow. Well, what's in the winter? Snow. And so they have written the word neatly there. All right, so the only thing we need to do to that word is to identify the ER, the sound, right? Made in her, because that's that R-controlled vowel that we're looking for. So we're going to identify it. It's right there. Let's look at the next one, river. So now we say the word river, and we look at the picture to identify which one is a picture of a river. And so we look at that, and we think, okay, this looks like could be a river. Look at the next picture. It's a horse or rider. So rider kind of sounds like river. Don't get those confused. And then we have, looks like maybe a rope. So they all could have the r sound at the beginning, but we've got to identify the picture as river as the first one. So now we're going to write that word on the line. Remember to copy it correctly, since it's right here on your paper. And then we're going to identify the the ER, the R-controlled sound in that, right here at the end again. Okay, last one on this page, because we have a few more on another page that I'm going to let you do on your own, but let me help you with this last one. And this one, we're looking for the word forest. I heard you say it. You read it before I did. We have, looks like a cup or a mug. I'm not sure. That doesn't look like a forest to me. So I look at the next picture, and I say, oh, that kind of looks like could be a forest or maybe a woods. And then I look at the last picture, and I see castle, something from medieval times. And I think the best one here is this middle one. It looks like it could be a forest. And again, I'm saying that word out loud because I want to hear that or. I want to hear that R-controlled vowel. So when I write the word nice and neat on the line, I'm going to go back and circle that R-controlled vowel right there. And that's, again, that or sound. All right, boys and girls, you have a few more to do on the next page. I want you to go ahead and stop the video here and then finish it up and then restart the video, come back and check your work against mine. All right, boys and girls, welcome back. So you've completed the next page. You had 3 more to do, 4, 5, and 6. And I want to take a look at these with you, make sure you got them right. First one was the word farmer. Farmer was the middle picture, and it was a picture of, it looks like a gentleman driving a tractor, what we would call a farmer. Farmers drive tractors. In this one, we had 2 R-controlled vowels, didn't we? We had the AR in the first syllable, and then we had the ER in the second syllable. All right, what about the next one, number 5? We're looking at the word ladder. So, well, yes, steps or a stairway could get us up to the top. This looks like it could be a ladder, and that could be a letter. So don't get letter and ladder confused. And then so we identified the middle one as ladder, and we went back and we circled that R-controlled vowel at the end. All right, number 6, we have collar. Collar. So we have to look at each of these pictures, and we look at this little boy here, and he looks like he's sleeping. So that's not collar. We have, this has an arrow pointing to something like she has on her shirt, a collar. That's probably the answer. And then what is this one? It's a swimmer. That doesn't match either. So if you pick the one in the middle, you got that right. And then the last thing we wanted to do was circle that R-controlled vowel, that AR at the end. All right, boys and girls, if you got all those right, again, give yourself a pat on the back because you're starting to learn those R-controlled vowels. All right, boys and girls, so can we say this? I can recognize separated digraphs with the long vowel sound. We practiced those on our worksheet. Then we practiced listening and hearing those sounds in the words that you wrote when you were writing it under the pictures and identifying that and that R and the OR sound. So if you're able to say these I can statements, then you have met our learning targets for today. Again, I'm Mr. Albrecht. This has been Unit 2 Skills, some practice pages for you. I look forward to working with you next time. Bye-bye.